Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, I'd like to touch upon a topic that I believe affects each and every one of us at some point in our lives. It's that feeling of being lost, when everything seems meaningless, when we stand at a crossroads and don't know which way to go. This life chaos that can overwhelm us and make us feel like we've lost our footing. You know that feeling, right? When you wake up in the morning and it feels like the day ahead is just a series of pointless tasks, and your dreams and goals have somehow drifted away, buried under a pile of daily obligations and uncertainties. In such moments, it's easy to fall into apathy, doubt, and even depression. We start to question everything: our choices, our relationships, our work, and even the meaning of our existence. This is a natural reaction of the body to a feeling of loss of control and a lack of clear direction. But I want to tell you today that this is not the end. This chaos, although painful and disorienting, can also be a turning point, an opportunity to rediscover yourself and chart a new path. Before we move on to specific steps, however, I would like to warmly encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click that red button below and join our community, which together seeks inspiration and answers to important life questions. Don't forget to like this video if you find it valuable. Your likes motivate me to create more content. And if you have any thoughts, experiences, or questions related to this topic, please share them in the comments. I'd be happy to interact with you. Now, let's get back to our main question. How do we find direction when nothing makes sense? It's not a simple question, and there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Each of us is different, with a different history, different values, and different desires. However, there are certain universal principles and strategies that can help us regain our bearings in life's chaos. The first step is to stop and reflect. When we feel lost, our natural tendency is often to escape into action, to constantly keep ourselves busy with something, anything, just to avoid feeling that inner unease. But this rarely provides a long-term solution. Instead, try to stop for a moment. Find a quiet place where you can be alone with yourself. Turn off your phone, disconnect from external stimuli, and simply be in silence. Give yourself time to feel what's going on inside you, without judging or analyzing. Allow your emotions to flow. Next, try asking yourself some key questions. What used to bring me joy? What is truly important to me in life? What values guide my decisions? What would I like to achieve if I weren't afraid of failure? These questions can help you remember what truly drives you and what gives your life meaning. Take, for example, Anna, who worked in a corporation in a well-paid position for many years. From the outside, her life seemed organized and successful. But inside, Anna felt emptiness and a lack of satisfaction. Every day was a struggle for her, and the job that once seemed promising was now just a source of stress and frustration. It wasn't until she allowed herself a moment of stillness and reflection that Anna realized her true passion was photography. She began to dedicate her free time to developing this skill, and over time, her hobby turned into a new, fulfilling career path. The change wasn't easy. It involved risk and uncertainty, but Anna finally found meaning in what she was doing. The next step is to let go of what no longer serves us. Sometimes, the feeling of meaninglessness stems from clinging to the past, toxic relationships, outdated beliefs, or goals that long ago ceased to be important to us. This can be difficult because it involves saying goodbye to something that was once a part of our lives. But until we make room for the new, it will be difficult for us to move forward. Think about Mark, who for years stayed in a relationship with no future because he was afraid of loneliness and change. Even though he felt unhappy and unfulfilled, he remained in the relationship out of habit. It wasn't until he mustered the courage to end that chapter that new opportunities opened up for him. He met new people, discovered new passions, and eventually found happiness in a new relationship that gave him a real sense of fulfillment. Letting go of what no longer serves us, although sometimes painful, is often a necessary step in finding a new direction. The third important element is seeking inspiration and new perspectives. When we feel lost, our world can narrow. We close ourselves off, lose curiosity, and stop seeing the possibilities that are around us. That's why it's so important to actively seek new stimuli. This could be reading books, watching inspiring movies, listening to podcasts, talking to interesting people, traveling, trying new things, learning new skills. Every new experience can open our eyes to different ways of thinking and acting, and also help us discover new passions and interests. I remember Kate, who felt completely helpless and without purpose after losing her job. Instead of breaking down, she decided to use this time for personal development. She enrolled in an online course in internet marketing, something she had always dreamed of. There, she met many inspiring people, gained new skills, and soon found a new, more interesting job in an industry that she was truly passionate about. Sometimes, it is precisely in difficult moments that unexpected opportunities arise, if only we are open to new experiences. The fourth step is setting small, specific goals. When we feel overwhelmed by chaos, the vision of long-term goals can seem distant and unrealistic. That's why it's worth starting with small steps. Set small, achievable goals for the next day, week, month. Focus on what you can do here and now to feel a little better, to move one step closer to finding your direction. Every completed task, even the smallest, will give you a sense of agency and strengthen your motivation to continue acting. For example, if you feel a lack of energy and motivation, your small goal for today might be to go for a short walk, eat a healthy meal, or read a few pages of an inspiring book. Tomorrow, you can set yourself the goal of contacting someone you haven't seen in a long time or spending 15 minutes meditating. These small steps, consistently taken, will eventually build momentum and help you regain control of your life. The fifth important aspect is taking care of yourself. In times of crisis, it's easy to forget about basic needs: healthy eating, regular sleep, physical activity, and rest. And it is precisely these elements that have a huge impact on our mental and emotional well-being. When we are physically neglected, it is harder for us to think clearly, cope with stress, and make wise decisions. So, take care of your body. Get enough sleep, eat healthy meals, move your body, and find time for relaxation and regeneration. This is not a luxury. It's an investment in your mental and emotional health. Remember that finding direction in life's chaos is a process that requires time, patience, and self-compassion. Don't expect everything to change overnight. There will be better and worse moments. It's important not to give up and to consistently follow the chosen path, even if it sometimes seems winding and uncertain. And finally, I would like to warmly encourage you to share this video with people who you think might need it. Perhaps someone in your surroundings is going through a difficult time right now and feels lost. Sharing this material can be a spark of hope for them and an inspiration to take the first steps towards change. Together, we can create a supportive community that helps each other in difficult moments. Thank you for staying with me until the end. Remember that even in the greatest chaos lies the potential for growth and transformation. Don't lose hope and be kind to yourselves. See you in the next video.